Hello everyone, I would like to welcome you all to the fresh new course that is PCB design using Orcad Allegro from basics to expert level. In the first section of an introduction to PCB, we are going to discuss about the definition of PCB. So definition of PCB, we will discuss that in 4 points and we'll also try to understand what is PCB. You may get an interview questions of definition of PCB, or you just have to tell what are PCBs. So the PCB stands for printed circuit board. The first point is you just have to give the abbreviation of a PCB, that is printed circuit board. And in the second point you can explain that this PCB is a platform where all the application circuit lands on it. So if you have like power supply unit, if you have a sensor unit, if you have a buzzer unit, if you have any electronics applications, so at the end of the design you have to print all the circuits on this board. So here the board is a dielectric material. You can see this picture, we have got core and on top of it we have copper, and bottom also we have got the copper. The core, the third point, if you observe here, the board that is hazard in nature, that gives a mechanical support to electronic components. The board which is dielectric or non-conductor, which is hazard in nature, or we can also say this particular material is very strong, so that it will be able to give it will be able to give the mechanical support to electronic components, so that you can place the component on top of it. So the base is very strong, so you can place the component, n number of components on top or bottom side of the PCB, and the copper here represents the printed circuit. So the second point or the third point here is, so this PCB are the board which gives the mechanical support to electronic components. And the final point, or the last point, we can also explain that the copper layer on the dielectric material gives electrical connectivity between the electronic components according to a circuit. So we always do the print is according to our circuit. So the copper on top layer, so this is top side of the core, this is bottom side of the core. These two copper layers can give you the electrical connection between the electronic components. So that is how according to circuit we do the routing, we do the connections, so that copper will give you the proper connections or electrical connections. Yes, so this is the definition. So we can simply say that the PCB stands for printed circuit board, and that PCB is a platform where all the application circuit lands, and the board is hazard in nature, that gives a mechanical support to the electronic components, and also it connects all the electronic components electrically according to our circuits. In other word, in a simple word, you can say that PCBs or printed circuit board that gives mechanical support to electronic components, and also it gives a electrical connection between the electronic components according to our circuits. So this is about the definition of PCB. So we will understand a bit about the PCB. So we just take the PCB. So I'll just draw here. This is the dielectric material, so which is hard in nature, so which is non-conductor. As a dielectric means it is a non-conductor. So this is a hard in nature. So if you want to place the component on top of the PCB or bottom of the PCB, yes, we can place the component. For example, if you are placing the through hole component, yes, we can place the through hole component. So who is giving the support here? The board is giving the support here. If you want to place the SMT component, yes, we can place the SMT component. And if you want to place bottom side also, we can place the bottom side components, either through hole or SMT. So here the main platform is the board, which is not yet printed. So this is just a board now, so which is not yet printed. So first point here is PCB is a printed circuit board. PCB stands for printed circuit board. That is a platform where all the electronic components or application circuit lands on it, and the board that is hazard in nature, which gives mechanical support to electronic components. You don't just have to inform this one. First point is which gives mechanical support to electronic components to place it on one platform. Electronic components, this is the first point. And the second point, we'll discuss is about, so it gives the electrical connections. If you want to get the electrical connections, at least we need one copper layer. So this is one copper layer, which is actually the print of your circuit. So this is the print of your circuit on top and bottom. So this is the top side layer, this is the top copper, and this will be the bottom copper. So these are the conductive layers. So the copper itself is a very good conductor of electricity. So top as well as bottom or copper or the way that gives you the electrical connection between the components, but it will not give all the connection to all the components. According to circuit, it gives the connections. So we can say that gives electrical connection between electronic components. So the definition is very easy. So here the PCB stands for printed circuit board, and it is a platform where all the application circuits lands in it, and that gives the mechanical support. The board that gives the mechanical support to electronic components, and it is also gives electrical connection between the components, between electronic components. But make sure it is according to the circuit. So we'll not be able to connect all the components. According to circuit only we will do the printing on the PCB. So this is about printed circuit board, the definition of printed circuit board and understanding of printed circuit board.